Hey, welcome to Banjo Blitz. It is Friday, and today we are going to drop thumb. Yes, the dreaded drop thumb. Here is the pattern for the week, nice and slow. 1 and 2 and... Okay, so what's going on here? First of all, we need to think of the drop thumb as an eighth note pattern. It's a way for us to generate an eighth note pattern. And you probably remember from lesson 1 where we talked about double thumbing, that is also a way for us to generate an eighth note pattern. So what's the difference between double thumbing and drop thumbing? Well, there really isn't a difference. They're the same thing. If you can double thumb, you can play these drop thumb patterns just as well. Because the only difference between double thumbing patterns and drop thumbing patterns is that you're changing the gap between your striking finger and your thumb. So, the rule always applies though. As I plunge my hand down into the banjo to get my downstroke note, my thumb is simultaneously coming down on the thumb note that I want to hit. Whether it's double thumbing, so I plunge my hand down into the banjo, grab the first string, and simultaneous to that downstroke, I am landing on and preloading that fifth string. That's double thumbing, right? Drop thumbing is the same. You're just changing the gap between striking finger and thumb. So as I plunge my hand down into the banjo to get the first string, I am landing on that second string with my thumb, simultaneous to that downstroke, and preloading it a little bit. The weight of my thumb plunging between the strings bends the string. It puts the string under tension like a spring, so that when I pick back up, the flesh on my thumb just sort of naturally catches the string and pulls out. But it's the same as double thumbing, so don't panic, don't overthink it, don't try to make it something different or advanced. It's really just double thumbing on strings other than the fifth string. That's the bottom line. All right, let's see where I am with the metronome today. I've got 90 BPM. It's probably a good place to start. You can always go slower. So I'm starting at an upper slow pace here, and here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and... Now, as I just noticed at the slower tempo, which can be, these slow tempos, as you probably have noticed in your own playing, sometimes the slower tempos are more challenging to play with in a steady way where you're sitting back into the groove than some of the faster tempos. But you're also going to discover that even though double thumbing and drop thumbing are the same, basically, except for that one exception where we're changing the gap between striking finger and thumb, they are so similar, but you still may notice that your tempo and your feel of the groove is changing or altered when you do drop thumb. And that's completely normal. As you just heard, I could do 90 BPM on drop thumb all day, but changing that gap constantly, well, it does something to my tempo that I'm not that happy with in this moment. So, I know what I'll be doing this week as well. Let's just bump it up quickly to 150 so you get to see what that looks like. Okay, and let's get going here. Let's cook a little bit. It's Friday after all. Let's go. Woo! And, I wasn't thrilled with my performance at 220. That was that last tempo. And it's just kind of mushy. The thumb isn't as articulated as the rest of the strings. I definitely noticed some volume difference. So remember back to lesson 1, deep listening. Don't just sit down and mindlessly do these exercises. Really focus and listen to what your thumb is doing in comparison to your downstroke. All right, we're getting there. We're getting into it. We got some exciting stuff planned. Please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in a couple more lessons, but it's going to be for subscribers only. So please subscribe, and that will increase your chances of getting some free goodies that I will send to you personally from Misery Island Sound in Salem. All right, that's it. Please leave comments. Thanks for all the emails and questions I'm getting. I'm really psyched about it. It seems to be this series seems to be connecting with you guys. Banjo Blitz, over and out.